with my name, I never thought I could become ambassador. And I'm still in Nyenrode and still surviving as well. One remark, I can't escape the possibility to the opportunity to say something about the energy in India, which is absolutely there. And I once discussed it with the Minister of Commerce and Industry, Minister Nath, and he told me, you know, we can do it this way. You talk in Europe about a 36-hour working week. When we talk about those hours, we talk about a working day. So this is about the energy. I have another one. When you talk about 40 hours a week, for us it is part-time. So there you are. So this is an indication of the energy that definitely is there. We are coming to a special moment, I think today, a special event today, which is the Global Sourcing and Innovation Award. Nyenrode and Tata Consulting Services and the Wall Street Journal Europe, they organized a competition among students of European business schools. And the competition was on the topic, they had to write a thesis on the topic on offshoring and innovation. And I think this competition in itself was already a success because more than 70 entries were actually received. And this, I think, is a clear indication of the relevance of the subject, but also of the motivation, and perhaps we call it now also the energy of the students, also in Europe, also at the business schools. 3 of those 70, they were shortlisted. And I give you the 3 titles. The one title, the first one was Collaborative Sourcing, Driving Globalization Through Innovation. And it was Kaushalendra. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, he was there. I was going to ask you to applaud afterwards, but every time you can do it because they do deserve it. So you immediately felt that already. My compliments. The second one was Next Generation Models in IT Sourcing. Are you ready? And it was by Kush Singhi. Yeah. And the third one was the what, why, and how of innovation outsourcing, and that was by Amit Kapoor. There And thank you very much already for applauding them, because the jury, under the non-directive or directive chairpersonship of Taja Murali, actually found it, as one usually says, but this time again it was true, an enormous, horrendous task to find which of the three was actually the best. And we, I think we gave them, each of them, we had yesterday evening, they made a presentation of individually, each of them of their thesis, and I think we all gave them individually 20 grueling minutes, but they did all survive very well indeed, and my compliments for that, because the questions were definitely very much, I think, pinpointing. There were a few specialists in the jury, and they really knew what they were talking about, and they stood their man. There were no young women or girls of this time, I found, and I thought IT is also for them, but perhaps next round that will be the case. Anyhow, having said that, so we had 20 grueling minutes with them, and then we started to, and then of course we had our scoring card on which basis we were actually scoring the entries. And I give you the 7 elements on which we scored. The one was, of course, very, I give them all 7. Analytical capability, clarity of thought, ease of reading, new ideas, were they concrete with examples, and then the presentation skills and the presentation content, because the last 2, of course, are particularly in these days very, very important indeed. And all of them showed a remarkable drive, one, and secondly, a remarkable belief in the future. And we have discussed it already today also in the various form, and that was definitely true, definitely the case yesterday. All 3 therefore deserve praise, which I actually myself also bestow upon them right now. However, there can only be one winner. And even in this competition, there can be only one winner. And the jury, after having weighed all the mentioned elements, came to, I have to say, relatively easily, to an unanimous conclusion. And that conclusion, what is the unanimous conclusion? One should always keep, they know that in television much better, as my brother does actually. And okay, the unanimous conclusion is Amit Kapoor. There are, with what, why, and how of innovating outsourcing. Okay, come here, come here. He's going to get 3 things. First of all, a globe. And if it's good, his name is already there. Well, they did some night work, I understand. And anyhow, otherwise it will come. Very well. Congratulations. Very much indeed. The second one is no, first check. Second one. I think you put it here. Oh, yeah. Okay, this I'm only going to turn around in a moment because this is something which I think is, in Indian standards it would perhaps be in rupees, but here it is in euros, which makes quite a change. It's 10,000 euros. And now the third one, which I will not do, but that will be to our CEO of TCS, Girish Ramachandran, which he will say what it is, because I should not take the floor from him. So you tell what it is.
The third one is essentially we also decided that we don't want to give only the money, but we also want to take him and show him all the innovation labs that we have created in India and actually do, not only India, but abroad as well. And then actually get him to do an internship with us. So that is the third thing that we want to offer him.
Fantastic. Can you give in 2 sentences the main gist of the presentation?
Thank you so much.
Now the floor is all his, but only for a few minutes, just to give you the gist of his thesis.
I think it will be very unfair if I left this floor without thanking all the people who have been a great support system in writing the 8,000 words. One of the biggest challenges I faced when I started writing this report was, how the hell do I write 8,000 words? And by the time I started to end it, it was like, how do I compress it to 8,000 words? I do want to thank everyone involved, people who are not here with me and who have wished me good luck, my parents, my friends, faculty from Cranfield who have supported me in this endeavor. I must also thank everybody from Nexus Novus, Bart and Ratha. I hope I got his name right this time. Members of the jury. I learned a lot about innovation outsourcing, as much as, some of my theories that I put forward in my paper have been challenged quite well in today's event, as well as the discussion that we had yesterday. So thank you for all that. Thank you to TCS for such a passionate topic. It was really something that I read and I felt, wow, I should participate. This is just for me. So thank you so much. And in a gist, my topic was about the what, why, and how of innovation outsourcing, where I firstly defined what innovation outsourcing is. Then I described it from a perspective of why do buyers need it and why do sellers need it. When I say seller, I mean a supplier or a service provider. One of my key analysis points there was who needs it more at this point. And my analysis told me that it's actually the suppliers who need innovation outsourcing more. And therefore, it's their prerogative to set up an innovation sourcing service offering before buyers can start to exploit and use that. And lastly, I also made a recommendation about a 3C model, which was about building capability, which is a necessity for suppliers in this field, then developing credibility, for which I suggested an academic partnership would be the best and the quickest route. And lastly was about innovating contracts. One of the points that came about today about SMEs having difficulty and fearing getting into contracts with large companies was always centered around contracts, because suppliers know more about innovation outsourcing than buyers do, and that's always a fear element in buyers about how do I engage with this supplier who knows outsourcing so well? Will I get stuck in a contract? So innovation in all these things, 3 things is needed, and I believe that innovation sourcing is definitely the future. And thank you, everyone. You've been a great audience. Thank you.
Okay, so